Hey, everybody, this is Lorraine.
And Jennifer.
And I know you think it's just October, but I think it's time to talk about Black Friday. Or maybe not.
It's absolutely time to talk about Black Friday because it's not just Black Friday. It should be the entire month of November and through December. We no longer should be focusing on just a singular day.
Absolutely not. Because Black Friday has become this larger than life event. And if you're a nonprofit, Giving Tuesday. So these remarks relate to that as well, that they are these big, larger than life one day events. And there is so much noise.
Yes, well, there's Cyber Monday too. And when there is so much content being pushed out like every day, every second, every minute, and you're a smaller brand and you don't have this like huge, large budget, then you need to extend the amount of time that you are speaking with people. Attention spans are very small. So you just want to hit them multiple times and multiple times within a span of time. A lot of people make their entire year, not a lot of people, but definitely e-commerce and some business models. Fourth quarter is like, that's it. Like they make all their sales for the entire year.
Absolutely. I mean, I came out of a retail background. I started my career
Same.
in retail.
Mhm.
And so and I always laugh when people talk about Black Friday because in my mind, um, the only people that called it Black Friday back in the day were the people that had to work in retail because it was the worst. The
Yeah,
worst.
the worst.
I mean,
Yes.
it was like this nightmare, and then it became a marketing opportunity. But number one, the challenge, and I think there's two things I really want to get to around Black Friday. The first is the challenge of getting noticed, but then also, what do you need to do to prepare for that? And, if you want to get noticed, don't wait till Black Friday to get your messages out there.
I know you will think I'm crazy, but I actually started some Christmas shopping back with Penrod, and because I don't like to shop at the holiday times, it's too many people, too much out, and I like to think about what I get. So, I mean, planning for this sometimes can start as early as July. If you're in retail, certainly it started in July. If you're like all of a sudden now, like I need to contact someone for the holiday season, it's too late. It's you've waited too long.
And I think there's two pieces to that. You do not need to be depending on the industry you're in, you may not need to be putting your marketing messages out there. You may be able to wait in your industry till the first week in November.
Yeah.
That does not give you permission to wait until the first week of November to figure out what you're going to
What
say.
you're going to say. Yeah, like you gotta start planning all that. I mean, obviously, so I mean, not obviously, but like there's offers.
Mhm.
And I think you got to start thinking through the offers and what kind you're going to do, how long they're going to last, and who are you going to send them to. This is one I really think people get wrong is offering your best deal to someone new versus someone who's been loyal to you for a
Mhm.
long time.
Absolutely. And one of the other things from a strategic standpoint that Black Friday is about is figuring out what you're going to do during the rest of the holiday season. When I was in retail, and I see it even a little earlier now, what you promoted on Black Friday, if you started promoting it mid November and you could see where the sales were going, you still had time
To
to
adjust.
reorder, get more in, find something different to feature. And so the advantage of actually starting those offers and that messaging earlier in the month, number one, you break through the clutter.
Yeah.
But number two, you figure out what's resonating.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's like that with all messaging. Like a lot of times you think that this is going to go or that's going to go, and so you have to start putting little teasers out there and
Mhm.
see how people react to it and try different things. And then it needs to be like statistically significant. So depending on how large your business is, like that could take a little bit longer to achieve
Mhm.
that.
Absolutely. And also, you need to think about the season. Where are your customers' heads at in early November?
Yeah.
Okay, this is marketing 101. What's important to them on Cyber Monday? What are they really looking for? And then when you get close to the holiday, are they focused on last minute deals, or are they done? And are you better off talking about non-holiday related products?
That's thinking long term and not thinking short term. I think
Mhm.
there's a lot of things you can kind of ruin if you try to just think real short sighted.
Mhm.
And I think this year might be a little bit different in that there's a lot of pressures on people's wallets.
Mhm.
And I think that you want to show value while still participating in these offers because
Mhm.
people want it probably this year, not more than ever, but like it's definitely a heightened right now.
I
Um,
think I think you're absolutely right that there is a heightened sensitivity to higher prices. I still don't believe that being the cheapest product is going to win. I
mhm.
still believe that people are going to look at what's available and decide based on value for my money. If I give you this money, is what I get in return going to be worthwhile?
I think people are looking for something that is going to touch the heart, is going to pull that emotion. They're not just looking for a thing. They're not just trying to check it off. They're wanting to have some meaning, and maybe that's biased on my part because that's what I try to do.
Mhm, mhm,
And I think when you can pull at that emotion, then you're going to get people to buy more
mhm.
than if you just put out a price and offer slash a discount.
No, and I want to touch on something uh, related but unrelated. There's everything about the offer, there's about communicating with your customers. One of the pieces of the puzzle that I think business owners often forget is the actual shopping experience. And whether that is a retail store or your website, you really need to spend some time thinking about the four P's and the place part of that
Yeah.
whole formula. How good is your website? How easy is it to buy? How easy is it to get information? How responsive are your salespeople?
How fast does it load? How
Mhm,
easy is the checkout? How many different checkout options do you have?
mhm.
What's your add to cart ratio versus your drop off ratio? Like, I don't know if people know this, but the average drop off for add to cart is 69%.
69%. So when you think about that, and let's back all the way up the funnel. 100 people are going to see my ad. Very small. 6 out of 100 are going to click on it in a really wonderful world. Okay. Or 5 out of 100. Of those five, one, maybe one is going to say, yeah, I want to buy. And that for every one, you're saying only 30%. So zero point 0.3 people. So you start multiplying back.
Yeah.
You got to get 30 people to click. You got to get
Yeah.
1,500 people
Yeah.
to actually even see your ad. And so you've got everything you can do to raise that conversion at that point
Yeah.
where you're losing people. Anything you can do to get them to stay with you is so important.
That's why, like, planning for this and, like, already having traffic going to your website, like, if you're trying to start something new for the holidays, like, not gonna happen. Like, you don't have any traffic to even, like, convert. Like, if we had traffic to try to, like, change it, like, that's one thing, but if you have nothing at all, like, that's just that's no.
No. So we're going to put a pin in it here. I'm going to tell you it's not too late to finalize, clarify, fix your holiday plans. And if you'd like to talk about it, book an office hour with Jennifer or with me.
Yeah.
And if not,